How do I get out of my hell loop? That's a really big question I get asked every single time. My Lucifer package uh, helps people to actually get out of their hell loop. It is 30 days with me, but I keep getting asked with all the coaching calls and everything, how do you do it? This is my opinion, and it is my opinion alone. So I'm not a therapist licensed by any means, shape, or form, but I suffer from complex PTSD. I suffer from anxiety as well as depression. And what I do to get out of my head, out of my thoughts, to change things in my world is I find a comfortable t-shirt. So like today, it's Sunday Fun Day. Sunday Fun Day is, as y'all know, football. Only they don't have one that says Saturday, which really annoys me. So I have some ideas and some tips and techniques that work for me and have worked for people that I have shared them with on how to get out of your personal hell loop. This is Susie, your beautiful swan queen. Welcome back to the garden, my beautiful ducklings. Thank you for subscribing, smashing the like button, and sharing my videos. I truly, truly appreciate it. As you all know, I am a life coach with a 99.6% success rate in getting people back together with the love of their life. The tips, the tricks, and the techniques that I share with you and my one-on-one coaching clients really do drastically change your life for the better. If you want to work with me one-on-one, please check out the links below in my description. So I've had a couple of weeks lately that's been really rough, and I've sunk into kind of a depression. So when depression takes over, a lot of people say that they have doubt, chaos, bad thoughts. They don't want to get out of bed. Typically, that's what happens with depression from what I understand, and I suffer at times. But what I do when I am depressed and I don't want to get out of bed and I don't want to function and things are taking over from the past, especially with my PTSD, if I'm having flashbacks, or if the anxiety is taking me overboard, I get up out of bed. It's the first thing I do. I get out of bed. I take a shower. I wash my hair and I do my hair. I may not put on makeup because some days I do, some days I don't. And then after I do that, I go make coffee. Then I clean the kitchen. The next thing I do is I sit down at my coffee table where the sun is shining, or I can see the clouds because it's a cloudy day today. It's been raining on and off. And I make a list of tasks that need to be done. And I go through those tasks one by one. I don't list them in any specific order, so I have to go through text messages, emails. I've got to go through client responses. I check Facebook to see what's going on in my Facebook groups. Those are the basic things I have to do. But I also have family I need to check in on, other phone calls that I need to make pertaining to my life. And when I can't do any of those things, I have a friend I can call. I have somebody that I can reach out to because that's also very important. But the reason I make a list and I do the tasks is because I don't have to think. So I got up, I took a shower, I washed my hair, I styled it, I got dressed, I made coffee, I cleaned the kitchen. Those are simple little things. Then I make my list. When I make my list, again, I do all the things that need to be done for that day. Because then I can take my trusty swan pen and I can check off whatever has been done that day, and that makes me feel like I've accomplished something. So the other day I had a really bad day. I got up in the morning and I took the shower, did my hair, made coffee, cleaned the kitchen. I made my list of things to do. That day I had to go through emails, text messages. I had to make a subliminal. I had to check in on some things that I had being ordered as to when they were going to be delivered. I worked on a document that I'm writing. I did some stuff on my book. I talked to a friend. I did a YouTube video. There was a lot of stuff that I did. And she said, "Are you sure you're depressed?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I know I'm depressed. I said, I also know big time because the blackout blinds in my bedroom are down. So when you are depressed, your anxiety is up, you still have to get up and function. So you get out of bed, you put on your favorite clothes, you get about your day. Well, when you're doing your day, because you are micromanaging your tasks, you don't think about those other things because you have things to do. It is a distraction technique that I use to get out of my head. When I'm doing these things, I still have to eat. I still have to go to the bathroom. I still have to go get something more to drink. I have, space between calls. I affirm and I start asking questions. The number one question is, what is good about today? What is good about today? Not why is today a good day? What is good about today? Well, I checked off a bunch of things on my list. So that's number one thing that is good. Number two, I got out of bed. The biggest thing when you are going chaotic. So you're in your hell loop and you are now having flashbacks of the bad things that happened in your relationship. These distraction techniques do not allow you to think about those. But the next thing I do is if I'm having a flashback about something bad that happened, I say, that's in the past. It can't hurt me anymore. What do I need to do to be able to breathe easier, to be able to face the world? What exactly can I do that is going to get me out of my head? Well, the number one thing is to accept that you feel like crap. Like, I feel icky today. Oh my gosh, I feel so icky today. Nothing seems to be going right. I just feel totally, utterly, 100% yuck. What can I do to feel better? So I start asking, what can I do to feel better? Why do I feel better? Why do I instantly feel better? Why do I feel spoiled? Why do I feel loved? Why do I feel appreciated? Whatever question comes to mind. You can also start writing out a gratitude list. And when you are writing out the gratitude list, if you're manifesting a specific person and you are writing out a list, the gratitude list can be things that they do for you that you like, because you're manifesting this said person. And when you're manifesting this said person, you want to feel good about being in the relationship. Well, you're thinking about the fight you had. You're thinking about the fact that they haven't texted you. They're not calling you. You reached out to them, told them you're having a bad day, and they still haven't answered. They left you unread. And I am going to dispel this. There is a big difference between being left unread, being ghosted, as people like to say, breadcrumbed, iced, blocked, and a toxic relationship. These are behaviors that we don't like in people, but not everybody can respond in 3 seconds. So you may not have actually been ghosted. They didn't die because, you guys like to come up with these stupid little nicknames. Third party, 3P, ghosted, blocked, ice, breadcrumbing. I told you all to change those. Breadcrumbing becomes, moving forward. If I got breadcrumbs, then we're moving forward. If I got ghosted, that means the old relationship died. And now I get to build the new relationship. Some of us are making things difficult because of these cute little nicknames that we give all these behaviors. And then we got a bunch of other people out there going, well, if you got ghosted, that's a toxic trait and you need to run from that person. Well, again, I grew up in a time where there were not cell phones, and because there were not cell phones, we didn't respond right away. We had surprise visits on the door. We didn't have answering machines at first, and then we got answering machines, and you left a message on the answering machine, and then you called the person back and you left a message on their answering machine. We called it tag. I left a voicemail. Tag, you're it. I still do it to this day, even though it's a cell phone. Or I get a text message and we go back and forth on text messages because we've missed each other's phone calls. I will literally say, tag, you're it. I called you. And they'll be like, tag, I don't get it. Everything that these people do, we are trying to analyze from a therapist standpoint. my point. I'm not a licensed therapist, but I am somebody who successfully navigated a narcissist relationship for almost 30 years. I've known the man my entire life. I didn't realize he was a narcissist. I just knew he was a control freak and dominating. We didn't have that big word label back then. It was just, they were difficult. A lot of other words that we have now, we didn't have back then. It was normal behavior. People still work. They can't have this little puppy on them 86,400 seconds a day. If I'm sleeping and this goes off at 2 o'clock in the morning, do you really think I'm going to answer it? There's a possibility. If I'm up going to the bathroom and I see that there's a message and it's some sort of an SOS message and I'm up, I'm going to respond. But I might not get to it till 6 a.m. when I get up. I might not get it till 7 a.m. when I come back, out of the shower and got my cup of coffee and I finally picked up my phone. Not everybody lives on this contraption. So you guys are basing your relationship on unrealistic expectations. So I'm not telling you to lower your expectations. Stop setting a time zone. Stop counting the minutes, because those things are putting you in a hell loop. They are making you frustrated because I texted him 2 hours ago. He should have been on break and he didn't answer. I text her and I know she's been on Snapchat and she's left me unread. I don't even know how to check to see if they've been on Snapchat or Instagram or Facebook. I mean, the younger generation, maybe I'll do, but that's not something that we did. I mean, you're 20 years old and you're checking somebody's Snapchat to see how often they're on Snapchat or WhatsApp or Instagram or Facebook. There's got to be something better to do. You are creating your own hell loop. And the only way to get out of that hell loop is to do something different. Because every time you do something the same way and you get the exact same results, that is the definition of insanity. I'm not insane. I have things that happened to me in the past. My complex PTSD stemmed from my childhood. My ex probably didn't make it any better. My anxiety comes from my childhood. My ex probably didn't make it any better. But when I have flashbacks, they're not really about my ex-husband. Yes, it was very toxic. It got very bad at the end. But I don't let him control who I am. And when you are saying the phone is more important than the relationship, you are letting the phone control you. You are letting them be the reason you are happy or the reason you are being miserable. My techniques are 100% about how you feel in this relationship. So if you feel icky being in a relationship with Jared, that's what's going to happen. If you feel good about being in a relationship with Jared, that's going to happen. So when you get in your head, first of all, you have to realize it's in your head. It is your brain, and it is replaying those things over and over and over again. It's because you're asking the wrong question. Change the question. When you change the question, everything in your life change. When you sit there and say, why am I happily married? Well, this isn't why, this isn't why, this isn't why, this isn't why. Add the feeling. Why do I feel happily married? Well, now all of a sudden, you might remember some cute little thing that they did for you. You might remember a look they gave you or something you overheard somebody say about you with the relationship. Your focus is on all of the bad stuff that's happening. You're not rewriting the story, you're increasing the bad happening. And you gotta do different things to get the different results. So number one, you gotta start talking about why you're spoiled, why life is fun, what's good happening today. Where are you going forward in this relationship? If you got a text message from them, even if you didn't like the text message, guess what? It's forward movement. If you bumped into them, it's forward movement. If you saw them across the street from you, it's forward movement. If you pulled in your driveway and they were driving past you, it's forward movement. Instead of breadcrumbs, it's forward movement. Because when they're ghosting you and breadcrumbing you, you put yourself in a hell loop. But if everything becomes forward movement, then you're in a different situation. If they tell you, I don't want to be in a relationship with you ever again. I can't begin to tell you how many clients have said that to me. But Susie, they said they don't ever want to be in a relationship with me again. And then they wind up with their person, because when they say that, that old chaotic relationship died. If they blocked you, it's because the old chaotic relationship died, and now you get to go, oh, yay, I get to build a new beautiful relationship. Most of us are in a relationship with somebody that makes us feel, and we can't really truly explain what they make us feel. So we have to define what that feeling is. Are we feeling good or are we feeling icky? Because there's two feelings, good and icky. Good has good, and then it goes great, amazing. Icky is icky 1, or it'll all go all the way down to DEFCON 5, DEFCON 10. You could be in DEFCON 1,000. You could be 1,000 feet below the sea level and feel like nothing is working in your life. But trust me, when you get out of bed and you go to take a shower, it's not a bath. It's an actual shower, because in a bath, you still think. In a shower, you're doing your business. You do your hair. Guys, if you shave, shave. If you don't, trim your beard. Then when you get done with that, go make coffee. If you don't drink coffee, go make tea. If you don't drink coffee or tea, get something to drink. Clean your kitchen. Then from your kitchen, make a list of things that need to be done today. Because you are changing your routine. And when you change your routine, it's how you get out of your funk. I can sit in bed all day when I am depressed. Turn down the blinds, I close the studio doors so it's dark in my room. But my phone goes off. I still have to deal with clients. I still have to answer family and friends' phone calls. I may still have to babysit Chance that day. And if I do, I can't be having a 5-month-old sitting on my bed all day long in the dark. So when you think about the actions that you are doing, you're repeating the same story over and over and over in your head, and you're looking for a different result. Instead, get up and do something. I'm not telling you to take a walk. When you're doing something, clean the house. Put on some 80s music. 80s music is great because it was a decade of excess and very uplifting. And grocery stores to this day use their music because it was so upbeat and it makes people want to buy. And why do people want to buy? Because it brings them into a good mood. If you can't find something that gets you out of your funk, call a friend. But don't go on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or Pinterest and make these comments and boards that say how bad your day is. Because the pen is mightier than the sword. And when you start writing all this stuff out and typing all this stuff out, you're cementing it. You don't want to write out, I'm struggling. You want to write out, I need somebody to tell me jokes. I need my day turned around, so who's got some jokes for me? I have some guys on my group, Facebook that actually are comedians, and they do the local circuits in my area. A couple of them I know are hoping to hit big one day. Here's the key. When I say tell me a joke, a bunch of people will send me a joke. They'll give me a crazy meme. Find ways to laugh, because you can't be depressed and happy at the same time. You can't be having flashbacks and happy at the same time. You can't be anxious and happy at the same time. And instead of saying you're anxious, how about you flip anxious or nervous to excited? I'm excited to see how this plays out. I'm excited to see how my day turns around. Because the more you talk about why things are going good in your life, the less time you have under that line of feeling anxious, depressed, or actually having PTSD flashbacks. I know that it is hard. It is very hard to get out of bed. I've been there. I've done that. I know it is extremely hard. But there are people out there who get up. If you have kids, you still got to feed them. You still got to go to the grocery store and buy food. Put your best foot forward and sit there and say, this day is going to be better. Universe, show me what I can see that's going to turn this day around for me. Universe, make me feel better. If you believe in God, ask God. Put it outside to the universe, God, friends, family, because when you do that, you are changing your routine, which changes the way you feel. Depressed people have a tendency to be like this. Happy people sit up more. So if I'm depressed, you can see my love. If I'm happy, you can't. If I'm depressed, you're not seeing Sunday Fun Day. You're seeing just the top of my shirt. When you start doing things differently, you get different results. And that's why I say, walk around and say, why am I living my dream life? Why is life amazing? Why does life good? Why am I so happy? Because I am loading your statements, your questions, and your phrases with things that are going to get you out of your hell loop. And if it's really, really that bad, send me a message. At least get it out of your system. But in that message, I want you to do two things. When you send me an email or you send me a message, you could tell me you're having a bad day, but give me two things that you've done differently than you normally would do to try to get you out of it. Because when you focus on a solution, you're not staying in your hell loop. When you focus on the problem, you're stuck in your hell loop. So the way to get out of your hell loop is find a solution to make you feel better. Little man apparently just woke up from his nap, so I'm going to let y'all go. You have an absolutely positively amazing day, and as always, I love you, and leave me a comment and let me know how I'm drastically changing your life for the better.